Giant Beast of Ars is an original action series created by DMM Pictures and animated by Asahi Production. The story is set in a fantasy world where giant beasts roam the land and are hunted by humans for resources. The show is centered on a beast hunter known as Jiro the Already Dead and a girl he meets referred to as Kumi the 22nd, who is being chased by a guy named Mizami after escaping confinement. This premiere establishes some of the characters as well as a bit about the world. The episode began with a brief action scene where a paladin jumps in to help Empire soldiers kill a beast. Before the guy leaps into action to save them, he's shown talking to a woman that I assume is a cleric. She transforms briefly before disappearing, and then his hair changes color. This gave the paladin the ability to freeze the area around him with a swipe of his sword. The premiere doesn't get into the specifics of how paladins fight using the power of clerics, but this opening scene at least sets up that aspect of the show. I immediately thought of how the characters fight in Soul Eater when the sequence happened with the woman and the paladin changing, but it's obviously much different in this case. If I had to guess, maybe paladins channeled the power of a god or something else through the use of their weapon and a cleric. There are several short action scenes in this episode. In terms of how these sequences were executed, there wasn't anything particularly special to take note of outside of the animation. It would be neglectful of me not to mention how much of an improvement this show's overall presentation is in comparison to the studio's last couple of works. The production on this anime is vastly superior to Girls Frontline and Peachboy Riverside. The animation is much more fluid and the environments look pretty good. I hope that Asahi Production can maintain this level of quality throughout the series. Apart from that, I thought the episode moved along briskly in the beginning until Kumi meets a young merchant while walking around the town. This merchant, whose name is Maya, is the source of the sole issue I had with this premiere. There is a little bit of exposition from this character as she explains to Kumi where a crystal she has on display came from and how people profit by making things using scavenged monster parts. I thought this was fine since not a lot of time was wasted explaining things for the audience. Maya's cutesy cat themed dialogue is clunky and annoying. The writer went overboard with her lines, especially at the very end. If this series ever gets an English dub, I know I'll be dreading every time this girl gets on screen unless the writing for her improves. Anyway, before meeting Kumi, there's a quick scene with her and Jiro in which she tells him about a beast hunting job. The design for the boar-like monster that Jiro was helping to take down was pretty unique. Jiro's actions during their struggle to take down the beast caught the attention of a high-ranking soldier that later tries to recruit him for an upcoming war. This episode seems to be laying the groundwork for two major conflicts: the war to unify Ars and the sudden rise in giant beasts, which Tsurugi tries to warn the Empress about. There's also the situation with Kumi on the run from her captor, and the curse from the ring she got from Maya, which starts to affect her by the end of the episode when the soldiers and arrows disintegrate. Jiro seems to be familiar with the curse afflicting Kumi, and it's likely the woman shown in the brief flashback was a cleric. Earlier in the episode, Maya tells Kumi about the curse, as well as the legend tied to the ring in which the wearer is said to be the savior of Ars. Based off of what she says, it sounds like the writer, Norimitsu Kaiho, might be going for the chosen one cliche, which I'm not exactly a fan of. I do have some faith that Kaiho will give us a great story, given that he was the head writer on Akudama Drive, a fantastic anime from 3 years ago. Not much is revealed about Jiro and Kumi yet, but it's obvious he's a paladin and that she isn't just a normal girl. Mizami refers to Kumi as a prototype, so it's safe to assume that she's part of an experiment. She seems to be very agile and strong. Kumi busted the door to her cell down when escaping the facility in the beginning and is able to leap pretty far. I love the part where she ran up a wall when trying to evade the people chasing her. Anyway, Jiro and Kumi don't interact much in this episode as they don't come together until the very end. Next week, we should get to see them take on the strange giant beast attacking the town. Overall, the premiere of Giant Beast of Ars was a fairly entertaining start to the series. The animation was smooth, the designs are unique, and it was paced well for the most part. The only thing that could have been done better in my opinion is the writing for Maya. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here, peace.